disjunctive syllogism, box or circle, not box, therefore circle as disjunctive syllogism. And we have this, box then circle, circle then triangle. So if we had a box, then we'd get a triangle. This is called hypothetical syllogism. We see one of those, you can say deductive by virtue of its form. And then finally, we'll be on the lookout for this. If box or circle, if box, then triangle, if circle, then triangle. So either way you go, triangle, and this is simple dilemma. Okay, so you're going to be looking out for those, okay? Now, one thing to say is this: all arguments that are deductive by form are valid. Okay? If an argument is deductive by virtue of its form, it's necessarily valid. All of those argument forms are valid. So you're automatically going to pick valid if you say deductive by virtue of its form. Any questions so far? Okay. Okay, so on the quiz, there'll just be 5 questions, and on the test, there'll be 25. They'll be worth 4 points each, and there'll be partial credit. And look, absolutely positively make sure that some of your answers are deductive by virtue of form, okay? This is the major new element in this chapter, so it stands to reason I'm going to test to see if you can recognize it, and invariably I will get some tests in where that is never their answer, okay? And I already said if you do better on 4 than 1, you get the grade for 4 for both 4 and 1, right? Okay, all right. So let's turn to chapter 4 homework and practice, okay? We had done some of this before. Does anyone remember where we stopped?
We finished 4.1.
We finished 4.1. Oh, that's a disaster. Okay, we are not doing anything like 4.2, so that's something you don't have to do. And then 4.3, those are just concepts which I don't ask on tests, but other people like to, so that's why they're there. Okay, so here's what I'm going to ask you to do then for Tuesday. So remember, you have to do the quiz 4, okay? For Tuesday, I want everybody to bring in 5 problems. I want you to create problems just like 4.1. Does everybody understand that? So you're going to make up an argument, inductive, and mix it up, inductive and deductive, right? And you're going to type them up and give what you think the right answer is and make sure your name is on it. You're going to hand them in, and I'm going to take those, and those will count as redeeming an absence. Does everybody understand that? So you do that, and that will get rid of an absence that you had, so that will be points back to you. But then we will use those as practice in our next session. Does everybody understand that? So I'll read your guys' problems, and then we'll see what we think about it. Yes?
Do we still get points even if we haven't had an absence?
Will you need points even if you haven't had an
Well, we
absence?
still get points if we haven't had an absence, because you said that if we bring in the 5, then those count towards an absence.
Well, okay. Do you want to bank it for a future absence, or you just want to add it onto your pile of points?
Just wanted to add some points.
I don't know. Is this a worry
No.
for you? Okay. All right, does everybody understand what I'm asking you to do, okay? And then we'll practice on Tuesday, and next week, on Tuesday, we're gonna do two things. Three things. One, we're gonna go over the chapter 3 test, which should be really quick, because you guys did fantastic on it. Then, we will go over these questions that you guys are creating. You'll hand them in so I can give you credit, and then I'll read from them, and that's how we'll practice, okay? And then, if we have time remaining, I'm gonna start into chapter 5, because that's the big one. We'll be ahead of schedule, but that's fine. That gives us more time to understand it. Does everybody understand that, okay? And then we'll kind of repeat that on Thursday as well. I might ask you to bring in another set of questions that we'll practice with, and then you can gain some more points for the absences you don't have. And then with the remaining time, we will push a little further into chapter 5. Does everybody understand that? And the chapter 4 test will be due that Sunday night. So everybody got that? Any questions about this chapter 4? Okay, so it's really important that you attempt to make these questions, okay? Because that's actually a learning process, right? What would it be like if it was an argument from such and such, right? And then also everybody gets to practice, and you get to check to see if you were right, because sometimes people are wrong about their own questions. Does everybody understand that? Okay. And let me say something to the online class. Online people, if you want, well, you don't have a participation grade, so so this making up the questions thing is moot for you. Okay. So I don't know how we got ahead of the other class so much, but I don't want to start chapter 5 right now, so we will end very early, and I'll see you next Tuesday. You have completed your chapter 4 quiz, and you have 5 practice problems for us to work on, okay? All right.